Okay, let's get into this one. Conor Benn versus Chris Van Heerden. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. So, a former guest of BWTM Sports, Chris Van Heerden, has finally made it to the UK. I remember myself and Chris talking at length about him wanting to one day fight in the UK. And he says, we've got the best fans in the world. Finally, Van Heerden is here in the UK. Better late than never. So he's in the UK. And I mentioned that the last South African that fought his Conor Benn's father, Nigel Benn, Sugar Boy Malenga beat Nigel Benn to become WBC champion of the world. So now did a parallels draw again with Conor Benn fighting the South African in Chris Van Heerden. Is Chris Van Heerden going to come and cause the upset? Let's talk about it. Chris Van Heerden is an experienced southpaw, former champion of the world. And from when I remember talking to Chris, he was sparring with the likes of Canelo and Miguel Cotto. So when you think about sparring with those type of guys, he told me the story that once he went into the gym to spar Canelo. And when he was sparring Canelo, he sparred him and they said to him, this guy's good. So he brought him back. So he became a regular sparring partner. So him sparred with Cotto and Canelo. And he was up at the Wildcard gym with Freddie Roach. So he was around good quality sparring, good top quality fighters back then, and where Canelo is today. So, he's been in with the who's who. Of course, we know we saw him fight Errol Spence. He recently fought Boots Ennis and got the headbutt and the cut opening. So Conor Benn fights his first southpaw. So it's a new experience for Conor. Came off a good win against Chris Algieri. I actually went back to watch the fight again. And believe it or not, the sequence of punches, because one thing we say about Nigel Benn, like he didn't know how to jab. Benn wasn't a jabber. He was more of a slugger, a guy hooks and uppercuts. That was Benn for you. So his son, Benn has told his son that he needs to use the jab. That's going to open up opportunities to throw punches. And they said they worked very hard on the left jab. So Van Heerden says that Benn can't box. I would caution Van Heerden when he says that, because the fight against Chris Algieri is the better boxer. I mean, jab, right hand, left hook, nice high guard, all that sort of stuff. Benn used a nice hard jab to set up that knockout punch of Algieri. If you go back and look at it, he hits him with a hard left jab that really rocks Algieri's head back, gets his attention, and then Algieri's moving across the ropes, boom, gets him a big right hand. But it's the left jab, the hard left jab, that sets up the next jab that comes and right hand down the middle. But it's the jab before that, down the pipe, bang, that catches Algieri and hits him with a big booming right hand and knocks Algieri out. Now, given Algieri has come out of almost retirement, or you want to call it obscurity, hasn't done much recently, Benn got the win and did what he had to do. One punch knockout power, really good, and that really looks good on a highlight reel. You can see, but they're using experienced fighters, older fighters, to bring in to give Benn that experience. Going to go a few rounds, going to make Benn move around the ring a bit, see what he can do against a mover, which Algieri was. But again, these guys are not power punchers. They're very smart in there. One thing they've got right here, these guys are not power punchers. These are not guys who are going to come out with right hands and landing big shots. And until a guy does that with Conor Benn, it all still is a question mark. Back in his career, early in his career, when you get hit in the chin and the legs did a little dance. So we're going to find out whether it's, that chin is reliable enough at world level. You can have all the punch power in the world, but if your chin is not great, your defense ain't great, those things come back to haunt you as you fight guys who are going to hit you back and have got better defenses and got better boxing ability and can get out of the way of your shots and can land their shots. So for now, and on the build up or the management of Benn's career, we're in with now Van Heerden, a southpaw, a tricky southpaw that won't fire back with big punches. He'll fire back, Van Heerden. Now the one thing, time and time again in boxing, it throws up guys that are emotional or motivated by external factors. Jonathan Banks, remember, he was motivated by the passing of Emmanuel Stewart and put on a great performance to beat a then unbeaten heavyweight. I can't remember the guy's name was again. Leo Santa Cruz, you know, his father wasn't great in the first fight. In the second fight, comes back and put a beating on Carl Frampton. So people could be emotional, and the emotions can go one way or the other. Van Heerden has been talking a lot about this fight. He's been talking a lot about wanting this fight. He's been talking a lot about visualizing and seeing this fight and being in the UK. And guys like that, when they have the opportunity, they can rise to the occasion. They tend to take punches a little bit better. They're a little bit more braver and stick around a little longer and have a bit more ambition. And they fancy their chances a bit more than usual because of all the adrenaline, all the things flying through the system. So it's you know, fights like that, you still have to be very cautious of. You have to be cautious of any fighter in the world, but particularly a guy that's talking about vision and talking about desire and wanting to fight in the UK, not being a payday, you know, really up for it. These guys are dangerous because they're going to try and have a go. But Conor Benn, because Van Heerden's not that fast on his feet, and you've seen there is a blueprint of how to beat Van Heerden. If you look at how Errol Spence fought him and the way Ian Boots Ennis went to fight him, it's quite simple. Get front foot pressure, back Van Heerden to the ropes, and let your shots go. When you back Van Heerden up and you let your shots go, it is something that is important, I think. But he's got to back Van Heerden up. So for me, and that's the way you beat a southpaw. You take away that ability for them to move and to be difficult, close the range down very quickly, and let your shots go. Turn it into a dogfight. And the dogfight is going to suit Benn's style more than it's going to fight Van Heerden's style. If Benn can close the range down fast enough and put shots together and get Van Heerden out of there as quick as possible. He doesn't want Van Heerden getting any confidence in this fight. He certainly doesn't want Van Heerden 6 rounds moving around the ring and getting confidence. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want Van Heerden getting confidence and tagging him with big shots or tagging him with straight left hands. Benn does not want that. That will be that will not be right, because then you've got the Van Heerden adrenaline going and him feeling he can win the fight, and he's there and he's in his moment, you know. So Ben has got to jump on Van Heerden, hit him straight, and say, "No, tonight, son, this is not your night. You've come to see the UK, pick up your paycheck and go home. This is not about you tonight. It's about me." So Ben has to stamp authority. First round, get right across that ring, slip inside, bang, 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 and hurt Van Heerden and make him say, "Look, son, if you're going to beat me tonight, you're going to have to come through hell to beat me." And it's not happening tonight. So Ben's got to put that punching power together and get Van Heerden out. If he can back Van Heerden up, he can stop Van Heerden anything within the first 4. I'm telling you, within the first 4 rounds, he can stop Van Heerden. He can stop Van Heerden in the first 4 rounds, you know, because again, he's an older fighter now. He won't move as well as he has done previously to get out of shots, and not a younger fighter taking a little punishment through the years. Ben can stop him. You know, he's not a guy who's going to throw a lot of power punches back. So Ben's not going to be cautious of that. Slip inside, bang. You know, so yeah. And the improvement of Ben's jab, I think, is going to be key for this fight as well. Throws a nice left hook, but his right hand is deadly. But I expect to see Ben win this fight, Van Heerden, by knockout. Yeah. Again, with Ben fights, like I'll say before, and I'll say again, and I'll keep on saying, I know that his durability is questionable. And when a guy's got questionable durability, um, there's always a possibility he can get clipped. That being said, I don't think Van Heerden's that big a puncher for that. I'd be stunned, but then things happen in boxing. One other thing Van Heerden said, which is very interesting, said that Benn fights like an angry man, very angry, very intense. And you know, the way to do that, to take the steam out of somebody who comes flying out like that, bolt him out the door, you just keep the jab in their face, tie him up, make it uncomfortable, just tie them up, don't allow them to fight. When they want to fight, you box. When they want to box, you fight. You know, you don't, you get your elbow in their face, you know, you do all the things, all the dirty tricks, you know, holding and butting and all that sort of stuff you do, push them against ropes and landing low, all the sort of things you do to old man Benn, frustrate him, bolt him out the door, you know, use the red rag to the ball, say, oh, come on, and then hola, and then you move, hola, and then you move. You know, and if Chris Van Heerden straight, in case it will be hola, and then straight left hand down the pipe, smooth. Pipe, Benn comes, red flag, Benn comes forward, bang, straight left hand, and keep turning Benn, and keep turning Benn, and keep turning Benn. And that would be the strategy I will be telling Van Heerden to do. Don't stand in front of Benn. Don't give him for him to have foot position because you look at Benn, he sets his feet to land the shot to get leverage. So he's very much standing and really trying to rip big shots in. With a guy like that, you can maneuver around him because he keep turning. That's the only strategy I can tell Van Heerden, and hit him with a straight left hand. That's how you're going to have to fight someone like Benn, or be an explosive puncher yourself and take the fight to Benn and hit him on the chops. But Van Heerden, I don't think he's got that punching power. What he can do, for me, as I said, he can, you know, hit, tie up, come off the ropes, and go again. But don't exchange on the ropes. As soon as you get on the ropes with Benn, tie him up. And depending on the referee as well, because referees can say, you know what, I don't want you, don't know holding. And if it's a matchroom referee, a matchroom card, he can say, look, hey, you know what, make sure that Van Heerden can't do too much holding because it'll unsettle Benn. So this is the Benn show, let's be honest. It's the Benn show, and that's how things will be set up. But I don't see Benn having too many problems with Van Heerden. It's his first southpaw, yes, but like with Anthony Joshua, you take the fight to the southpaw. You don't give them room to use their hands and get them out of there. Benn is doing well considering how long he's been boxing, but the lack of development over time will likely show when he really does step up. Yep, like you're correct. You're absolutely right there. Mitchell Balzan says, Fast Car said Avzanian don't do numbers, so he chose Van Heerden. Oh, yeah, well, we know why. Avzanian's got this. Avzanian's got this punching power. And I said, when Avzanian was going to fight Josh Kelly, he's got this. The fight that needs to happen is Benn versus Josh Kelly. That fight needs to happen because Josh Kelly can pop a little bit and he's got nice movement, and Benn can punch, you know, as well. So I'd like to see Benn versus Josh Kelly. That's the fight I'd like to see. That's the fight I'd really like to see. I don't know what Josh Kelly's doing with himself now, but I would like to see Josh Kelly and Benn fight. It's amazing how one fight, Josh Kelly was this, he was that, he was superstar, he was all this stuff, gets beat one fight, gets torn up in one fight. You don't hear anything about Josh Kelly anymore. Trained by Adam Booth. Adam Booth told us he was the best fighter that he'd ever worked with. George Groves, David Hay. You forgot something. That's why I never listened to what Booth was saying. But Josh Kelly, good fighter, but I thought he got beat by our boy Robinson. But there you go. So those are my thoughts on the fight. No, I probably won't be tuning in to watch Benn versus Van Heerden. I'm going to watch Ryan Charlton and the lightweights, to be honest, on Boxer. Unless it finishes later, then I'll switch over. But otherwise, I'll be watching the Boxer lightweight tournament. Yeah, I think that's better. Of course, Spence and Ugas. check out those videos I've done earlier. Spencer and Ugas, the Ryan Garcia fight, post-fight, and I've done this video as well. Okay, so check those videos out. Yeah, thank you for watching. As always, BWTM Sports Gaming. We're out. Have a really good weekend. Enjoy the bank holiday break, and enjoy the boxing.